巴菲特说：“你们的做法等于是大规模的毁灭武器。”这句话呢，是当时美国出兵伊拉克的时候说他们找到了大规模的毁灭武器，所以他拿这句话来讽刺他们，并且大骂这群人是政治白痴。他对美国长期的伤害是什么？是对美国国债的信用度的伤害。让我们来看全世界最紧张的两大国，也是持有最多美国国债的。第一个是中国大陆，中国大陆的外汇存底有30%呢是美债。它美元的部分是更高啊，它总体的外汇存底是3.55兆美元，光是持有美国的国债本身就占了1.27兆美元，占了它外汇存底的30%。日本更多，日本的国债呢，日本所拥有的外汇存底呢，90%都是美国的国债，占了90%，是1.13兆美元呐。所以对于这两个国家来说呢，当他们出席 APEC 会议的时候，他们根本没有心讨论什么美国年底的时候将推动什么跨太平洋的贸易协定 TPP， 他们不断的抓着美国的财政部部长，还有美国国务卿kerry说，你们到底会不会违约？美国会不会违约？那么对他们而言呢，如果美国一而再再而三的政治僵局没有办法改变的话，将来这些国家的外汇存底，他们虽然希望能够持有美元的资产，恐怕也会减持美国的国债，这是对美国最大的伤害。我们来听一下哈佛大学 Rogoff 的教授他的说法。
If you keep doing business like this all the time, it's certainly going to bring forward the day or the decade when people turn to another currency to be the reserve currency. That's a long ways off, Richard. But this isn't, we want it to be the reserve currency for 100 years. This is no way to do business. You said euro, that's not exactly been a safe haven. But you know, things will calm down, memories are long, and you pay a price for doing things like this again and again. We depend on our customers. We can't kick them in the face all the time. So no, I mean, this was just a really ugly episode. They should never do legislation like this. The debt ceiling should be something that's just automatic. I think this was a little better this time. I mean, I think the radicals got very little. They said, let's shut the government down. Let's threaten to, blow up our debt, and let's see what leverage we get. And they didn't get much. They just got declines in the polls, at least for the moderates. So I'm a little more optimistic on the outcome from this. But again, there's still all this deep divisions across the House and the Senate. It doesn't solve them. And so it doesn't mean our governance is suddenly going to turn very productive.
最后在倒数9分钟的时候，美国完成了全世界瞩目的债线谈判，而且这一次呢，主要的他们众议院也知道必须要让步，共和党知道让步，那么为了面子，就由参议院来主导。主要的原因是出在美国的众议院现在是由共和党所掌控。那么为什么共和党掌控的议长 Berna 要采取这种焦土战争呢？让我们来看一个非常简单的数学问题。美国的众议员呢，总共有435席，现在呢有4席是空缺的，而其中共和党占了231席，民主党是200席，所以表面上呢，共和党叫做多数党。因此，议长呢由共和党的多数党领袖 Berna 变成整个众议院的议长，也主导这一次的预算谈判。但是，如果我们仔细分析，所谓共和党的231席里头，有一群极端主义者，他们被称之为叫 Tea Party 茶党。那么，他甚至最近的美国人对他很生气，有些人说他们根本就是美国的塔利班，他们在整体美国的众议院里头拥有将近40席左右。所以，如果你把共和党的231席扣除40席的话，它其实只有191席。换句话说，茶党如果另立自己的政党，他脱离了共和党。他说：“你不支持我的激进立场，你不支持我的立场，那我不要跟你共和党在一起。”共和党在众议院里头马上就成了少数党，因为民主党跟他之间只差了31席，这个差距呢远远小于原来这个整个茶党所拥有的数目。那么为大家来介绍这40个茶党的众议员，到底这些伟大人物是什么人？有人称他们是美国的塔利班，他们主要是美国在中部跟五大湖区的农业州所选出来的众议员。那么他们称自己叫做 Tea Party， 主要的原因呢，就是在1773年的时候，美国曾经有一个反茶叶税的抗争，那么因此茶 茶叶税嘛，反茶叶税，我就反税收。他们讨厌大政府，所以就称自己叫做 Tea Party 啊。那他们的概念呢，就是极端的自由主义概念，也是你很熟悉的一句话：干预越少的政府就是越好的政府。因为共和党想要掌控众议院，所以他非跟茶党合作不可。那茶党不是一个党，它是一群激进派，还在共和党里头，所以40个人挟持了191位共和党众议员，所以加起来231个人，然后再挟持了整个美国的众议院，再挟持了整个美国国家，然后最后挟持了全世界。
美国联邦政府终于恢复了运作。从10月1号起暂时失业的，除了80万公仆之外，还有这个人：2012年诺贝尔物理学奖得主韦恩·兰德。他在国家标准与科技协会针对光线与物质的研究，连续16天被迫停止，因为被视为非关紧要。
I like to say, well, they can stop us from being in the lab, but they can't stop us from thinking. So we're able to do that.
让诺贝尔奖得主也失业的罪魁祸首是众议院共和党内30-40名极右派极端分子茶党。到底茶党是哪些人？又为何能发挥这么巨大的影响力，成功挟持了美国国会和政府？学者说，茶党崛起一大原因可以回溯至2008年金融海啸。
The resentment against political leaders working with Wall Streeters to bail them out while the rest of the country paid for it just deeply amplified the kind of resentment against government per se. Then the continuing sluggish economy created the Tea Party movement.
在2010年美国期中选举期间，从强大的草根力量崛起的茶党，打着反奥巴马诉求，在美国政坛建立起滩头堡，成为一股不可忽视的力量。茶党名称的由来源自1773年抗议英国征收茶叶税的波士顿茶叶事件，支持者常穿着美国革命建国时代的服装，反对征税。
Down with kings in the White House and tyrants. Down with tyrants.
茶党大本营集中在美国中部以及5大湖系的农业州，以收入较高的白人为主，意识形态保守。打从一开始，茶党就批评政府预算暴走。茶党幕后大金主亿万富翁库克兄弟正是极端保守的自由至上主义者。对于奥巴马推动的健保改革、奥巴马健保案，茶党更视之为把美国医疗制度社会主义化。
They are radical libertarians, basically. They oppose big government. They think that the free market does better when it's unregulated. And the family's been pretty much in kind of complete opposition to everything that's been done in America in terms of progressivism since the New Deal.
红极一时的美国影集《新闻急先锋》还曾经这么形容过共和党内的基本教义派茶党。
They can call themselves the Tea Party. They can call themselves conservatives. And they can even call themselves Republicans, though Republicans certainly shouldn't. But we should call them what they are, the American Taliban.
2010年美国期中选举，茶党的人气女王是阿拉斯加州州长，形容自己是涂了口红的斗牛犬培林。今年美国的预算危机也诞生了一位茶党人气王——德州参议员克鲁斯。联邦政府关门前，政府应急预算案还在参院讨论时，克鲁斯就秉持茶党的终极精神，反对奥巴马健保案到底，还连续占据发言台21小时。
Bad, bad, bad.
如今，这名42岁的新科参议员已成了茶党台面上最具代表性人物。在债线危机把美国推向破产边缘的同时，克鲁斯仍持续抨击民主共和两党的妥协方案。
This is a terrible deal, and I urge my colleagues here to oppose it.
透过这一役，克鲁斯在茶党狂热分子心中地位急剧窜高，但看在身经百战的共和党眼中，华府刚落幕的这场惊恐剧却是可耻的一章。
I think it's obvious that we are now seeing the end of this agonizing odyssey that this body has been put through, but far more importantly, the American people have been put through. It's one of the more shameful chapters that I have seen in the years that I have spent here in the Senate.
根据民调机构皮尤的调查，民众对茶党的反感冲至史上最高，49%的民众对茶党印象不佳，只有30%抱持好感。共 和党的支持度一样大跌，这块老招牌严重受创。
Well, I think Republicans clearly took a big hit to their brand in this, that they looked not just bad because of the shutdown, but they looked incompetent as well. Americans will forgive a lot of ideological problems, but they won't forgive incompetence.
共和党党内大佬痛定思痛。
Mitch McConnell, the Republican leader in the Senate, who had to cut the last-minute deal with the Democratic leader, Harry Reid, said in an interview with the Hill newspaper today that he is not going to let this government shut down again.
He said it will not happen again.
It will not happen again. He does have the power to prevent that. He didn't do that before. I mean, it took him 3.5 weeks to say, okay, enough already. But he might have some problems because you have Ted Cruz, an aide to him telling me earlier tonight that he's not ruling anything out.
共和党在2012年输掉了美国总统大选后，内部陷入一团乱，对于政党路线莫衷一是。这时，意识形态鲜明、策略清楚的茶党窜起，成为意见领袖。
Now, using the debt limit as a real threat, I will send the country over the cliff unless my demands are met. As a hostage for extortion purposes, that is simply unprecedented. It started in 2011, it's escalated now, it's unacceptable.
众议院议长贝纳为了保住议长的位子，也任由茶党遂行其事。
Boehner, by contrast, is worried that were he to make a deal, he would lose his job. And he's right to be worried. Tea Party members routinely explain that they lie awake worrying that Boehner will compromise and cut a deal on Obamacare, the budget, or immigration.
茶党以经济当武器来处理政治问题，分析家担心未来危机将成为华府的新常态。
The collapse of authority, especially within the Republican Party, which might mean that these new tactics of threats, crises, and deadlock are now the new normal.
不过，在这次国会和白宫的对峙中，奥巴马坚持不妥协，赢得了最后胜利；共和党则落得灰头土脸。因此，有分析家较为乐观，认为或许共和党很难再故技重施。
But right now, the president did get what he wanted. He didn't cave. He looks stronger. I think it would be hard for the Republicans to go back to this same tactic.
90天后，美国预算危机是否会卷土重来？世界拭目以待。